A very good morning to you and you welcome to Max News on Max TV. Now the headlines. 2,180 children have contracted COVID-19 reports. President Akufo-Addo pledges to support Odona fire victims. Professor Benameda case. Court adjourns trial to December 8, 2020. The sports team will bring you the latest news on Max Morning Sports. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for the details. I am Sandra Alute. Out of the 49,202 people who contracted the COVID-19 virus between March 11, 2020 to November 9, 2020, 2,180 were children below 18 years.
A report titled COVID-19 State of Children in Ghana sampled views from 589 communities, towns and cities, adopted both quantitative and qualitative methods for collecting data. In addition, data from the Ghana Health Service (GHS) on COVID-19 was also used among secondary data from other sources. The report covered data on children from March 11, 2020 to November 9, 2020. Mr. Appiah stated that although the data gathered projected a low incidence of COVID-19 among children in Ghana, there was a need for government to intensify its campaign on making children understand the importance of adherence to the COVID-19 safety protocols. He said there was also a need for government to institute programs that would boost the immune system of children, such as proper nutrition system to ensure children have a balanced diet, good personal and environmental hygiene practices, and physical activity as much as possible. According to data available from the Ghana Health Service, as at Tuesday, November 18th, 81 new cases had pushed the cumulative number of cases to 50,457. The number of discharges or recoveries had also increased to 48,710. The number of deaths now stands at 323.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has paid a visit to victims of the Odona Market fire outbreak, which broke out in the early hours of Wednesday, November 18, 2020. The president was in the company of some officials of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, to inspect the extent of damage caused by the fire.
Addressing the large crowd that welcomed him, the president announced plans by government to provide support to the over 3,000 victims of the Circle Odona Market fire. He said the National Board for Small-Scale Industries, NBSSI, has been directed to provide help to all victims within 2 weeks.
Na MC num one of the say Adjoa one year one shops in Arsenal ye trotro bi adi na yahwe emwa abanso betumi dia ba beboa wo wona tumi asa wona adwuma ase na wiring na wa no so no Abai Babiee wiring wo markets and one crane
Although several eyewitnesses have pointed fingers at the nature of some electrical installations in some parts of the Odona pedestrian market, personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service and the Ghana Police Service who were deployed to the scene are yet to establish the immediate cause of the fire.
Vice President Dr. Babiee has launched a universal QR code and proxy pay to ensure convenience, efficient and secured electronic payment system and low-cost financial services to the vast majority of Ghanaians. It will make it all possible for all merchants, service providers and institutions to receive payments from banks, e-switch accounts, mobile money wallets, or internationally issued Visa or MasterCards instantly.
The universal QR code was developed by the Bank of Ghana through the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement System (GIPS) and would be issued to merchants by universal banks, rural banks, savings and loans companies, telcos and fintechs. It is the world's first interoperable payment acceptance solution and provides customers with an easy option for digital payment on business transactions, which reduces the technological challenges associated with operating cashless society. Present at the function were Minister of Communication, Esla Owusu, representatives of the Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement System, Ghana Commercial Bank and Fidelity Bank, as well as other stakeholders who made the process possible. According to the Vice President, with the launch, Ghana will be the first country in Africa and third in the world after Singapore and India to have a universal quick response code payment system.
Formally outdoor the Ghana quick response code system, or the QR code as is known for short, quick response. It's a very, very historic day because we are solving a major problem here in Ghana, and it is historic because Ghana will be the first country in Africa to launch a quick response code payment system. And not only are we the first country in Africa, we are also, as far as I'm aware, the third country in the world to do a universal quick response code after Singapore and India. And however, Singapore and India, their QR codes only cater for bank customers. Ghana's QR code will cater for both bank and non-bank customers. That is, those who use mobile money as well as have bank accounts. So in this regard, Ghana's QR code is unique and is the first of its kind in the world.
He said he believed the service, which is free for users, will reduce human contact and provide the needed social distance between customers and merchants in a bid to curb the spread of COVID-19.
Now to our next story. Some sellers of used clothing, popularly called foes, have attributed their low daily sales to the current harsh economic conditions, which they say is partly as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. They are therefore appealing to governments to cushion the economy in order for small ventures such as theirs to benefit and survive from the trickle-down effects.
According to some sellers at Tema Station the Max News team spoke to, prices of the clothing had shot up, making it difficult for their customers to purchase. This they attribute to lack of money in the system and the COVID-19 outbreak. They say their businesses are gradually dying off due to the coronavirus pandemic and its implications, as most of their customers have been laid off from their workplaces. They urged the president to release money into the system to enable them make some savings before Christmas.
The Mimi say me a single parent, me share university, me share JSS, me share KG. Enti sa market ne nko yie ma yesa na yeso ye ho kire enti yesre omumma sika kakra mbra krom na de tofo ento ade ma ye
COVID-19 e ba mu amanfo ensaran tamba krom bebre se ometo ade ko bi okra na omosi are na enjoy enti bebre na so se mo ede o come out aba beto ade no mo makoma mu na mu so mo complain about say sika sama ede aidin ama marketing the enkosukra I slow.
I say me ton first panties any boxes. First panties selection me dey 5 cedi. Me nya ni dodo wa ya de enye fe ni door to change the fe selection me dey 5 cedi. Say omo atum enye sika ketwa enti ye dey 6 cedis. 6 cedi pa ni bo penny first na e ton no na wo calculator any first na wo ton no enso Tete o ti o bet na se 5 na o se won ton na won coffee. Won to make say won ton bibi so a wo be coffee. Nti o se won fan 5 na won coffee nti se de nyama mu nye kra. Ya e ton ade de ye hu su
adwumayefo ya na buaye. Ba o mo ba ne e kan na o mo sa just skasem. Nti eno ane se yesra ben so hwe na aban ono adwumayefo no aja mu ntwe mo ka na mo nya bi na on fameto first in the near, but she said, then you cry. I just almost Toma and yes, we ain't been yes, we had the bois. Some marketing quay said, yes, we ain't yakanya the M1 Kofo.
The prosecution in the trial of the murder of law lecturer Professor Emmanuel Yalbene has told the court that Opambo Eja Bedu Nkansa, the second suspect in the case, was still receiving treatment. At the hearing in Accra on Wednesday, 18th November, Nkansa was absent in court, making it the fourth time he had absented himself from court due to medical reasons.
The last time Nkansa appeared in court was on September 30th, 2020. On Wednesday, October 14th, 2020, when the case was called at the Kaneshie District Court, the prosecutor, Inspector Ebenezer Te Okufu, said Nkansa was indisposed and was receiving treatment at the police hospital in Accra. Counsel for Nkansa, Mr. Emmanuel Labi, at the last proceedings on November the 9th, 2020, informed the court about Nkansa's prevailing health condition. Mr. Labi presented pictures alleged to be those of Nkansa to validate his claims about his client's health condition and a possible bail for the suspect since, according to him, his client was not being treated well at the police hospital. The prosecution, on the other hand, insisted that Nkansa was receiving good treatment at the police hospital and that the pictures presented to the court could not be those of Nkansa. The court, presided over by Miss Ama Adomako Kwache, further adjourned the case to December 8th, 2020.
Now to the Upper West region. Some rice and maize farmers at Bole in the Wa municipality of the Upper West region are calling on government to support them with combined harvesters to enable them harvest their produce on time. According to them, some yet to be harvested produce, mostly rice and maize, are at high risks of being lost to bushfires.
The harvesting of rice and maize mostly begins around November and goes on to January depending on the variety of crop and the method used. As the season approaches, farmers here express anxiety as to how they can harvest their farm produce on time before the onset of the annual bushfires, which have been a major source of worry for them. It is against this backdrop that the farmers are appealing to government and other private bodies to assist them with combine harvesters. Karuna Fuseni is a farmer who claims he loses most of his produce to bushfires due to the lack of machinery to harvest in good time. According to him, farmers in the region are ready to purchase the machine should it be offered on credit basis. In a related development, another farmer, Osman Abdul Malik, recounts how difficult it was for him to get the right fertilizer to improve his crop yields.
This year, I would say the fertilizer I bought for my farm, for my maize farm, I buy them at 18th April. So when I apply for 2 weeks time, but no change. The maize still yellow. I prepare myself and go again, buy fertilizer. The first time I bought from 18th April, it was food and job, planting for food and job. At the back, the normal right compound fertilizer. So that one was not good. I would say this year fertilizer, it was not all that best.
Now stay tuned for Max Morning Sports.
Hello, it's Friday the 20th of November 2020, and as I always say, we're counting down to so many things before the end of the year, not least the Ghana Premier League. Week 1 was quite interesting. Week 2 promises to be even more enticing. We'll bring you up to date with some of the goals that have been scored so far, the league table and fixtures ahead of what promises to be another exciting weekend. What's happening with Mo Salah El Nene? We've got the latest on that, as well as maybe an Atu and a makeup call from Star Times to a little bit of concerned and worried supporters. The details coming up. All right, so welcome back, and there's a lot to talk about. Why don't we start on a positive note? And of course, Star Times have assured their team of subscribers not to worry, especially Kumasi Asante Kotoko, when it comes to the coverage of the Ghana Premier League. In recent times, in recent days, it's been a bit of a back and forth as to what's actually happening and what's going to change. Star Times are saying nothing's going to change. We promise to deliver, and we will do exactly that. Let me read the tweet that Star Times put out on their official platform so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now, it says, this is from Star Times Ghana, "We understand the sentiments of all Kumasi Asante Kotoko supporters, but we implore you to stay calm and enjoy the GPL on Star Times." The message continues, "The Ghana Football Association will handle the trending issue while we endeavor to bring you the best coverage of the only league that matters." Very simple message for Star Times, and I'm sure the fans will breathe a huge sigh of relief. There's no talk of matches not being shown. There's no talk of matches may not happen. Everything that has been promised by Star Times will be delivered. That's the good news. Other good news, why don't we take a look at some of the good goals that have been scored so far in the Ghana Premier League.
Referee blows his whistle and away we go. Hostilities begin here. Ball situation and game continues. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko have a chance. And that is the first goal. Frank Amankwa is a daring run into the 18-yard box. He sends in the cross. Connection is poor. But another opportunity. And they're back on level pegging.
You're expecting to see so many of those runs there from the centre forwards. And Owusu coming with this ball.
If Owusu dummies, still has the ball. He's pushed off the ball. And referee would give a penalty, yes.
For Brekum Chelsea to make it 1-0.
The lads from Brekum are 1 goal up, involving head coach Hesse Odampton. What a name he made for himself in his heyday with Accra Hearts of Oak. Player goes down.
Pardonable, and this is something that they need to deal with.
The Lego Knights have it. 1 goal apiece.
But it was Karela who got the miners thinking with Diawusi Taylor's delivery giving them the first goal, and that was brilliant. He goes to take a deflection and bam, that's a goal for Ashanti goal. Perfect equalizer. Yep. Bashiru. Abdul Bashir takes that in-swinger, pinpoint header from Hans Kofi all afternoon. And here Samuel Ofori pops up, and there he goes with that second goal for Ashanti goal 2, Karela FC 2.
All right, those were some of the goals that have been scored so far in the Ghana Premier League, and maybe a couple of them might be going for goal of the month. I don't know. It's a bit too early to talk about that. Now, let's take a look at the results so far, the classified results that we have for you. And there you go there. Nothing out of the woods, I guess. Maybe the Wafa versus Kim Faisal. That was a 7-goal thriller. A lot of people enjoy that. The rest, very, very tight. 1-1 draws throughout. And, of course, the 2-2 draw between Ashgold and Karela. That was perhaps the most engaging encounter. And the table does not lie. Wafa, of course, doing justice to their West African ambitions as a football academy. And at the bottom there, you can see it's not all decided because Accra Hearts of Oak are yet to play their first game. They'll be playing against Ashgold at the Accra Sports Stadium on Tuesday. That match has been rescheduled. So there it is. But what I can tell you is that Kim Faisal definitely at the bottom of that, conceding 4 goals, but having scored 3. Okay, so interesting that the table does not lie, and no does the results. But let's take a look at the fixtures that are coming up ahead of the Week 2 fixtures this weekend. And you have 11 Wonders versus Ibusan Dwarves. That match is an afternoon kickoff. Great Olympics will be taking on Legon Cities in their first home match at the Accra Sports Stadium. And throughout, of course, Kotoko will be traveling to Brekum. Liberty playing Elmina Sharks, and Ashgold versus Hearts of Oak. As I said, that match will be played on Tuesday at the Accra Sports Stadium. Those are the fixtures that we are certainly looking forward to. And it's a busy weekend, of course. The EPL also bounces back, and a lot of international stars will be returning home to feature for their clubs. There are 2 players, however, who will not be making that return, and they're both in Cairo, Egypt. Why? Because they still haven't passed the COVID-19 test. El Neni of Arsenal and Liverpool star man Mo Salah, they have failed a second COVID test, meaning they have to stay in quarantine for another 5 days at least. And with Liverpool, there's no need to remind you, literally more than half of the team out of contention for Saturday's game against Leicester City. And, of course, Newcastle, our featured game here on Max TV, will be welcoming Chelsea to Tyneside. Let's take a look at this teaser.
Max Sports presents the EPL live on Max TV with a very special package, Predict and Win from Techno Mobile Ghana. That's right, this Saturday we travel to Tyneside, St. James's Park, where 13th position Newcastle United host 5th place Chelsea as the EPL returns from the international break. Our 3 studio experts, Sicho, Kwame and Nana, will navigate you to the kickoff and post-match analysis. Our pre-match starts at 11:30 a.m. Kickoff is at 12:30 p.m. Remember, Techno Mobile is giving away brand new Techno Camon 16 mobile phones. So go to Mobile Zone Ghana, predict and win. It's the EPL. It's live and it's exclusive right here on Max TV.
All right, so for Liverpool fans, I'm sure they'll be sweating it out. But the EPL, regardless of one team, is still the biggest league, and we're bringing you that action. Remember, it starts 11:30, studio discussion. The match kicks off at 12:30. Okay, so that's about it for sports this morning. Sandra has the wrap-up, and then, of course, we look ahead to the morning show on Max. Bye for now.
That's all for Max Morning News. I am Sandra Aloti. Thanks for watching.
Good morning. Good morning to you. And thank God it's Friday. And thank God it's Friday. And I am so glad that it has been a wonderful week from Monday to this Friday. Neno, memo akwa baba dwumedie so sane ye ne de bia no pa bia no ye no mienu hia hanom say dia na etwe say there's lots of goodness into well-being obekoso nyama dodo obekoso na yetimi ama wa start eye wo morning no in a very good light into the this is what is going to be happening. I always do not sit here alone. I do it with me co-host Alex Kwesi Crassie.
Let go. Share. On down from this year, the Ghana artists.
You know, can I person be Alexander no? And I person be Alexander no, but me who say Aya Tintin.
Alex Kwesi Crassie is my name. Let me take this opportunity to tell everybody, say, what's sorry that's a bompire in Ghana. You need to do it right now. You know, our peace is everything. You know, when it comes to security and election that is approaching, make sure, say, over bompire and mind Ghana before you pray for yourself. Sa me na dose too much. Inte nana pay me how much Obia, if ye be, just say a prayer for a beautiful nation because it will go well for you and it will go well for me. You and I will come to work, you know, excited, happy. And once we get here, you know, Max Morning will be giving you all the gist and everything that you need to know. Today's going to be fantastic. Friday, what we have on the show is amazing.
Yes,
amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All the time, no, your colleague writer will tell you, you know, bits of skits, no, yeah, the betrayal was screen, so now when we send it here, no, yeah, the Umbeba studio, Nankasa, more, Ababa, Bechech, and Yamabi. They are very important cases, a Wabontina, a was a Nipa, Uhua, and Kebabuao. You know, this is what we are going to be doing today. Definitely, the buzz is going to come your way. Think possibility today is going to be a new light. I am glad about that one. Of course, we'll check out the program lineup for this morning. But on a program lineup, so himself was here to me show on crying. Definitely now, you have a call on and then we'll go straight to motivation, and that to us is going to pick that up.
Achisa, let go. I like your energy this Friday morning. I mean, you've had a consistent energy, but Friday and Opens are grown all day, Papa.
Say I'm changing fish net and a shoe, no, different level.
Me who you?
Oh, Monshe.
All right, with that said, yes, let's get straight into our motivation. I just want to big up everybody who screen grabs our motivation and puts it out there on the social media platform and share it to the world. Remember, we live on Facebook, so you can watch us. Office or you can catch us up. So let's go check out the motivation. Make sure you use it as a weapon to go out there in the world and come on, win. So let's go check it out right now. Coming on your TV screen. I sing with the Anweshio, and please, it says what? Deal with your problems before they deal with your happiness. Hey, as a let me say it again. Deal with your problems before they deal with your happiness. Baby, how would you break this one down?
Can you treat
mama?
Yeah, problems are not problems. Will be any problems. Will be any problems. You know, let me put this in a simple way for you. You need to deal with your problems. If you do not deal with your problems, definitely you won't be happy. And when we run away from our problems, you're too shada. Okay, you know, this is the problem. You know, I'll talk about it later.
You need to deal
and that
with
is
it
what
now.
is going to rid you of your happiness. And even if you have problems and you're going to procrastinate with your problems,
wow.
You understand? You know, bibi hawa peobi na no nka. Bibi hawa tsena dweno. Ne bisa ho se edie na metimi ya sa de krona etete me no. Ebetimi free my brabo mu. Free wa brabo mu, I think you'll be all right.
I mean, what you're saying is that there are certain people in the world who are loners. Like, you know, they don't even open up. They don't speak to anyone. It's always themselves. No more no more bread, no problems, no mountain, no more those people, what would you say they should do in order to, you know, stop that kind of lifestyle?
Nobody is an island. If you ask me, nobody is an island. And this is the reason I make us say, Obi ono mo was so alone, but wonipa ba ko bi oni ni din komo. Wonipa ba ko bi obia wo bia oni ni din komo. Obia wo bia or any go-to person. You see, so you just need to find that go-to person. It might not be a person, it might be a place.
Thank you.
This
one they move to social design like a big one. For mommy, not come heavy. Let go.
You know,
I like that.
Yes, it might be a place that you enjoy, a place that when as
a sanctuary, like
so,
a haven.
Yeah, so don't be a loner, not for too long. Ko baby, hunwobi, na jiweni nade.
Nothing they happen, everything they happen for who way we they believe, they get me. Let me tell you, today on the show, it's going to be amazing. So please stick around and let's check out the lineup. And then when we bounce back from the lineup, it's going to go down. Today, Mecca Patwa. You know?
On today's show, definitely the weather is coming your way in a bit smart workout, you know. And Crawford no more dumbbell workouts. And I want to say something to you. I saw somebody yesterday. Early rundown will go through your headlines making rounds this morning in the newspaper. Semna making and in the koso spotlight on the episode. What has he been up to? What's going on with him? And then Ube Huno Gani so you know. Max Morning Buzz. I will come your way with bits and pieces of entertainment that is making rounds in the industry. And then think possibilities, cashless economies. CC a crack COVID that cashless economy. Now was seeing to me slide into it because ekitani winning nano and ma yari. This is what we have for you on today's lineup. Do not go anywhere. Stick and stay with us. And also, and then your WhatsApp line now, me refi.
Yes.
Your WhatsApp line now.
I'm so excited
the birthday
about
you're excited about that. Okay. Internet neno birthday wishes, your comments, your suggestions, your opinion. ABN so apeso can sim bisi. When to me anko social media handle no. Na one to me anko true bibi. When to me so anko YouTube anko share. Leave comment bi ama man kanya ma wa. Ubetimi ediato your WhatsApp text message line
line
so
yeah, so
na che say ya kind ni na adema. But you know, he would come to tell you more about something that you enjoy to do with him. But let me go straight to the weather forecast and let me tell you nia air course wo wiemu enanope. So, yes, there you have it. Greater Accra region, no, 31 degrees Celsius. Cape Coast, 31 degrees Celsius. Takoradi, 31 degrees Celsius. So it's going to be a bit sunny, cloudy with showers, definitely. And moving on no, to other regions. I beg your pardon. You have Ho, 35 degrees Celsius. Tema, 31 degrees Celsius. Koforidia, 31 degrees Celsius, mostly sunny, cloudy. Yes, that's where we have it. We are moving up to Kumasi, 34 degrees Celsius. Obuasi, 30 degrees Celsius. Sunyani, 34 degrees Celsius. Same scope. And then we move up to Bolgatanga, where we have 38 degrees Celsius. Tamale, 37 degrees Celsius. And in Wa, 37 degrees Celsius. Like to us, we always tell you, say, we do no dia. We understand this if our bono a different level. But Obane has say na yentimi hu say na be na wiarebo insurito on say edu baby a na insure no to edu baby nso so na ewia na ebo aha no you don't really know say na whether na ye de bia ye ka climate change a ya na nipa entiase nti se sia no se wo pia I don't know how to make you dress up but ye wadwene say wo be shentare bia asa no emu nye duru bia na asa no so a sheda nye light say because weather na to me change.
Ghana, I cry sometimes. I wonder more share jackets near the we are wom too much. You know, so be a jihudi, collab, the easy.
No, my jihudi. Oh, my jihudi. We are in Mobi. We are bona. What say you who do you say? Can't get no namo. Ya namunya is a we are so be aden. Oh, yes, yeah. Do baby, who need comfort of certain things saying how Ubako na rush is a goose. I want to see. Now to me show who the number we also say there. I mean, what's going on?
It reminds me of Shaolin Monfunk. Hey, squad is you baggy jeans, new hoodie, and shiny we are kitty.
Baggy jeans, silver jeans. Okay, silver jeans. Then he say shit. Let me show you. I'm telling you.
It's not easy.
No, me show you, Papa.
But the way you've switched up with your style and easy.
Yes, I mean emre bia na nieba.
Emre Daniel no Daniel.
Yeah, who kasa chasa for. You know.
I mean people know me to be using like t-shirts a lot and Nancy who me say no say hey guy Charlie say now onye guy crowd we dope. And I'm telling them. So yeah, let me tell you that the dress that I'm wearing right now, it's by Senor Foley. Who's dressing you today?
Oh, I'll tell you later, but it's a beautiful woman called Auntie May.
Hey.
And what your friend is saying, yeah, Abeka La Paz Free Pipe, you know. She's good.
Abeka on me say me your word me the fa o kakra.
Abeka the offer wa benya me pi esin jom. So let me tell you this. Before I tell you, okay, the show probably is brought to you by Delta Agro. Debiameka Delta Agro. Etro say when we are manufacturers of Oro, Obolo soap, Maram, woman so bleach, detergents, sanitizers, in so BCC na COVID no amane ho so no ntino wasa utimi pebi na we use na liquid soap so no bi planti sa wudu dwom na se wo hwehwe semina papa to dia ene na e wasa obo homodin na wo hwehwe Delta Agro for products. And also we are live on YouTube. Inti no betimi akwa bia na wo penentem se opese ufifie now so you cannot keep up with us. Won't me Google TV nko. Inti na no dia TV na no phone. Inti wo bie mu you can definitely be on the show with us and stick and stay with us. Let's go straight to something more interesting.
The smart workout for this morning. Yes. And then a Friday, you know, what I've noticed is sometimes Friday I'm on for Kwejuma a little bit late. But Ghana and hustle the mood. I'm achieving some for the simony idea. But did you exercise before leaving the house? Remember that a healthy body is a healthy mind, and a healthy mind is a healthy body. While you know, a honor action in your alcohol. If you don't exercise very well, now I'm sure well-being here. But how that change? Who fear? Get your gear and work out with us. Baby does it every day, 41 stairs all the time.
Yes, 44 actually.
We've counted it more today.
44.
44. Okay. Me sorry no panana me the piano one time. No me see I say to whom is say my wada. It means that my working out body very well. So with that said, let's go check out our smart workout for this morning. And when we come back, the rundown and yes, more right here on Max Morning. Let me remind you, say episode 2 to all the dancehall people. Me I tell you, I said today's gonna be all king kitten episode deep on the house.
Giddy go.
Giddy go.
Hi, I'm Tom Holland, Bowflex Fitness Advisor, and this is the 5-minute summer body workout. 5 exercises we're gonna do for 60 seconds each to get you ready for the beach. Ready? We're gonna start with a plie squat with a bicep curl at the same time. So let's get in position, open those toes, arms in, 3, 2, 1, and begin. 60 seconds. I want you to take your time. Focus on form. When you get fatigued, and you will, rest, then come right back to it. So we're gonna do this exercise for 60 seconds, and then we're gonna transition. So take your time, compound move. You're getting the upper body and the lower body at the same time, slow repetitions. 60 seconds is a long time, but it's a perfect amount of time to get you ready for the beach. Great job, we're halfway there, 30 more seconds. Keep that form. Once again, you stop, you rest when you start to lose that form. We're getting there, 20 more seconds. From here, we're gonna transition into a shoulder exercise. We're gonna do front raises in 15 more seconds. Give me a couple more good ones, perfect. Great exercise to tone the body, upper and lower at the same time. Great job. 5, 4, 3, 2, excellent. Let's do a staggered stance. One leg forward, one back, and start alternating front raise. So one arm and then the other, and begin. It's gonna take you a couple seconds to transition in between, that's okay. Full 5 minutes of exercise, that's all we care about. So now we're really targeting those arms, the front of the shoulders, get those great shoulders for the summer months. Take your time, each repetition, make it count. You see they're going nice and slowly, they're not swinging. They're taking their time, they're keeping the muscle engaged throughout. Really, really important. You're more than halfway there, keep going. Keep going. From here, we're going to transition into a dumbbell row with a tricep kickback put together. Combining some moves, 15 more seconds, great job. Really good form, nice and slowly. I can't emphasize that enough. 9 more seconds, excellent job. Give me 2 more, 1 more, and good, rest. Now, we're going to hinge at the waist. Let those dumbbells drop, and now let's row up, kick back, return, and down. Keep going. Row, kick back, excellent, and down. Really good. These exercises are so great. So they're working their backs and their arms at the same time, and you are at home as well. So a dumbbell row, tricep kickback, and down. Perfect. Making the most of our time. Great job, Elsa. All right, you're halfway there. 30 seconds to go. Perfect job. When we're done with this, we're going to throw in some cardio. We're going to do some skaters. We're going to tone those legs and burn calories at the same time. We picked some of the best exercises to do in 5 minutes to get the total body. Great job. All right, 15 more seconds. Then we're going to put the dumbbells in front of us. And we're going to jump side to side, burn some calories, work those hips. Give me 8 more seconds. Great job. And give me 1 more good one. And push, and good. And let's put those dumbbells in front of you out of the way. And skaters, one side and to the other. We'll go that way. Ready and begin. Let's go. And good. Take your time again. 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Burning calories nice and slowly. Really working those hips. Toning those legs. Great job. Great job. The faster you go, the more calories you will burn. Work hard. 5 minutes. That's all you need. It's not about an hour. It's not about 30 minutes. It's working hard for a short amount of time. Quality over quantity. If you can go a little faster, pick up that pace a little bit. You have 1 exercise left. We're going to do a squat with an overhead press together. Great job, great job. Push it, home stretch. 15 seconds. 15 seconds, work hard. Whatever you can do at home, you take breaks when you need to. You build up over time. It's non-stop movement. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, excellent. Let's grab those dumbbells for our last exercise. You're gonna hold them up at your shoulders. We're gonna do a squat and then an overhead press. Ready and begin. So squat down, come up, and now press. Make it 2 movements. Squat down, good, press, excellent job. Final exercise, 60 seconds. Getting those legs, those shoulders, one more time, burning calories. When you do circuit training, when you keep moving, you're getting your strength and your cardio together. That's one of the most effective ways to do it. Look at the great form Katie has. Elsa, perfect job. All right, 25 more seconds, you're finished. So there you have it, 5 minutes, working the entire body, using dumbbells, throwing in cardio intervals, getting the entire body in just 5 minutes, ready for that beach, 15 seconds, and we are finished. Great job. Challenge yourself at home, use weights that are challenging, and your body will keep changing. Give me 5 more seconds, and give me one final rep, one final squat, give me one final push, and you are finished. Great, great job.
Welcome back, welcome back. Hey, today, Tom, I thought he was really getting into the exercise. He started 1, 2, 1 squat and pin. No, Johnny, talking and talking and talking.
Was it Jai Kochi?
And so Jai Kochi.
There was a Jai Kochi.
But I think he's a great coach. I mean, the way his vocal strength is, or kasa, I say, or push you to really work out. And sometimes, please, fear. Not say, exercise with us. Try your best and, video it and send it to us on our WhatsApp. Yeah. You'll be surprised. We'll play it one of these days. Yeah. It'll be very, very, very nice. All right. With that said, it is time for us to get into our rundown for today. Let's look at what's happening or making the headlines when it comes to the news. Remember, say, if you don't know what's happening in the country, forget. You have to get yourself abreast with whatever is going on in the country. To movie. And baby, what do you have?
Okay, so definitely we have the news headlines. We have lots to be telling you. So, Okay, so we're going straight to news making headlines. And the first is the Ghanaian Times. Ghanaian Times on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. It says 109,557 to vote nationwide. They include security personnel, journalists, election officials. And that is from Miss Jean Mensah EC was. So it's a special voting on December 1st. So that is what it has for us. Now, education critical in achieving Ghana beyond aid. And that is coming from Osafo Mafo. That is the senior minister. Former President Rawlings was fair, firm, and principled, says Dr. Ejapon. So that is what we have on the front page of the Ghanaian Times.
Well, now looking at the Business and Financial Times, it reports that collaborate with Development Bank to hasten economic recovery. That is, Bank of Ghana tells banks, all banks, Simon collaborating with your friends at Development Bank. And then when you look at your far right on the bottom, it says economic recovery kickstarts with launch of 100 billion Ghana cedis, for Ghana Cares. I know as you has a lot of money being pumped into that. And when you look below, now this is for all the local farmer makers out there. More about studio to talk with Baby very soon, so please make sure you listen. It says local farmer makers pursue COVID-19 vaccine deals, seek government support to accelerate process. And that's very, very interesting one indeed. And that's what I have right here on the Business and Financial Times, the front page. But looking at a little bit upwards, and I say artificial intelligence, AI, in the context of transformation, transition, transparency, and privacy. And then we have on the far right top one, I say we are open to partnership investors. So please get yourself a copy and then, read everything that he has. So, we are open to partnership investors. And please, and small business edge to maintain active bank account as Ghana Tech Lab launches free business advisory services into all small business now bank accounts and then 20 Ghana or 100 or 50. Make sure that you maintain a good and healthy bank account, and you will be getting some loans as time goes on. Yeah, that's what the Business and Financial Times is reporting this morning.
Okay, so Tiras is going to help me to do this one on the front page of the Chronicle. Very, very interesting. So NDC sings for Coward's son, Amidu. Okay, so that is what is on the front page of the Chronicle, and it goes on to say, Akufo-Addo Mahama resumed campaign. We all know that when the late president, the ex-president actually passed, says 7 days in Ninano, all campaigns. But hey, now there's the campaign is resumed. I did not sole source for only little of it. Opuni says QR code can now be used to buy wachi. Baumia says that one as well.
We're doing very well. Your movie Abrofone Konya so catch it up. All right. Now, the Daily Statesman reports that first in Africa, third in the world, Ghana rolls out universal QR code. And when you look down, it says educational, critical to Ghana beyond age division. And it says Osafo Mafo. And then when you look at your far, top on your left, NLA debunks multimedia corruption allegation. And then so or far right in this petroleum prices indicators no or petrol, kerosene. Anyway, please check out those prices so that you can, make up your budget before you go out. So that's what the Daily Statesman is reporting this very morning. You can get a copy for just 3 Ghana cedis.
Okay. It doesn't move far from Daily Guide on the front page of the Daily Guide. Is still on this QR code system. It says QR code system starts. Now, NPP targets 35% for Nana, 5 seats in Volta, and LA denies Joy News Android film. Underneath this is education pivotal for Ghana beyond the aid, and then go after them. Ofosu Ampofo tape plays in court.
Anyway.
Okay, so this has been very interesting. I was trying to get some international news for you in the newspaper. But, like I told you yesterday, it has been between Ethiopia and the U.S. Well, today we have Liberia court cancels vote to cut president's term. So we know President John Weah promised sweeping reforms when he took office. Now, Biden also approaches 80 million votes in historic victory. Ethiopia accuses WHO chief of backing, all of that goes on. In Uganda, there's restlessness, yes, and more in Kenya too. I told you about what is going on in Kenya. Black market. Yes, it's ongoing, and more Kenya arrests over alleged baby stealing. And I think the Kenyans are moving forward to arrest those that are doing this. I don't know. Not on gold, not on diamond, and
easy. My brother Lord Ras will say, you know what? If we are see a woman, nipa aswedding say akoko say hane so ko beko but nipa da seni nko ye kase menko hwa ohona obeko selling children for what? Then now binya ko ye adwuma go and dig diamond, gold, bauxite, see a lot of minerals. So let's do it. And please, bon payama Ghana, also pray for Africa. Say ejato ones do ne bemwa. Sha be shia ben, ye bon payama Ghana, ye bon payama Togo, Benin, Burkina, Ninia, and we will always live in a happy environment, especially on this planet where there's so much chaos.
Speaking about that, Kaise Odona recently, and it was sad. I mean, I saw the pictures yesterday. But when you see the pictures that comes with it, you see many heartbroken and many properties lost. And I don't know about lives, but we're still on there. So please keep yourself away from all such things and be safe. All right, be safe. I don't want to speak negatives, okay? So let's go for a commercial break. And when we come back, Max Morning continues.
Techno, the best recommended phone.
Everything has been reduced by 30%, that is good news.
TCL Ghana Limited say, every 2nd November till the end of this year, yatete quality and durable products be so to say. Television sets, washing machines, fridges, air conditioners, mobile phones, headphones, routers, and modems. Your follow prices need us by up to 30%.
Up to 30% reduction?
Yes, 30% follow reduction.
Wow!
TCL Xmas promo and picture. Etibra TCL showrooms is here. No better na TCL. I'm Christmas period.
TCL good news.
Kaise, ubetumi order online through store.tclghana.com. TCL, the creative life.
Max Sports presents the EPL live on Max TV with a very special package, Predict and Win from Techno Mobile Ghana. That's right, this Saturday we travel to Tyneside, St. James's Park, where 13th position Newcastle United host 5th place Chelsea as the EPL returns from the international break. Our 3 studio experts, Sicho, Kwame and Nana, will navigate you to the kickoff and post-match analysis. Our pre-match starts at 11:30 a.m. Kickoff is at 12:30 p.m. Remember, Techno Mobile is giving away brand new Techno Camon 16 mobile phones. So go to Mobile Zone Ghana, predict and win. It's the EPL. It's live and it's exclusive right here on Max TV.
Black Friday is here. Mobile Zone has done it again. Black Friday is every Friday in November. Yes, enjoy up to 30% discounts with freebies on any smartphone or home appliance you buy. Minya tie, if we end the Ekosi 29th November 2020, walk into any Mobile Zone retail outlet or electronic hub shop nationwide and enjoy this insane discount on global brands like Techno, TCL, Infinix, Samsung, and many more. Locate Mobile Zone at Circle Tiptoe Lane, Rollins Park, or Doko, La Paz, Kaswa, Madina, Osu, Swedro, Cape Coast, Sakuradi Market Circle, Koforidua, Ho, Kumasi Edu Market, Sunyane, Burekum, Tamale, Wa, and Boga. You can also locate Electronics Hub Shop at Accra Mall, Achimota Mall, West Hills, Junction Mall, and Kumasi Mall. Also shop online at www.mobilezone.com.gh and get it delivered at your doorsteps. Contact us on 054-401-9552 or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Mobile Zone Ghana.
Hello, Ghana! Introducing Lucky Mall Ghana. Lucky Mall Ghana gives you the chance to become a millionaire with just a click. Lucky Mall Ghana is a new mobile lottery platform where you can win big. You can win a cash prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis, brand new car, ShopRite vouchers, telco airtime, smartphones, curved TVs, MacBooks, laptops, and many other dream items. First, you need to visit www.luckymall.com.gh or download the Lucky Mall app from your Google Play Store.
I go win, you go win, you go win, I go win. Lucky Mall.
Abusuafo ya damase se ba ye nche na maji atum ye nche akese eni fi max 89.7 FM ena ebremo within the Nana Dappah Jesse Efi Juada Ekosi Fiada, Abonundu Ekosi Dumino, with a good year summer to do Max Sports Park Airbro, and the Pinfo Kuku Dine, and a Bebe Fia, Mama Bobo in Semeni, and to the cow say, Max Sports Park Abba Abetna, Max 89.7 FM.
So welcome back to Max Morning Show, and yedru baby ananke wasanka yede live right no ebrew na de bia na yebo live right na ye ni udi nkomo, especially this week, you know, ye can about blood types, yedi kan ene wudi ye ohu nkomo de bi emum ene ye beka ye bi hu so asem ye bekoso an ya ye ne sa na emum ene no ye de different ye live right no do it well no aba studios ha na ene no ye baba beka bi foforo kra. Most of the times, you know, what awareness. Most of the times, awareness of this, awareness of that, and it runs to weekly. This time around, you know, Babiee antimicrobial awareness week. Inti week ni muni ejina no. Brofona amaka ne tenten sa no. Me kwankasa no. Me pe ehunu detail. But yes, I have in the studio with me Shakira and Eunice. Now, omo ye young pharmacists, and they would come tell us more about awareness. No, na ye ka antimicrobial no krana ediem krane antimicrobial. So let me say, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Shakira to say. Namiado wo. Miss no yo. Akasa wo be ma me aduru. Na we asa me ho yare. Because yare bebre shada ha me. No silent. Okay, Eunice, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Okay, I'm glad that you are in the studios because I myself have heard about this awareness no nemum na me shade hu adekro. Inti no wa be dey, I would ask you, Eunice, first to say, you can antimicrobial
Into antimicrobial no niema ye nom anasa ye de ye ho e de bo emwan ketenkete a omo brain yare into no ye ka say microbial la bacterial, fungal, virus, parasite omo ni na ye microbials ena antimicrobial ye ade a emma omo enye ejuma. Nti no me fa na say bacterial ba omo na fa antibacterial emma bacteria ni nye ejuma. Nti no sane ma no ene ye frɛ ni na antimicrobial.
Oh. Okay, nti so no antibiotics na nye ejuma na che say microbial no na eye ne sa. Sa na pese o kana na.
Debi. Unum antibiotics emma microbial ni nye ejuma.
Okay.
Nti me fa say unya malaria emmoawa. Na wo fa malaria dra, wo fa antiparasite dro. Nti ebe counter the effect of the parasites no.
Okay.
Nti no parasite nti bi nye ejuma wo mu emma wo embo won to ho se wenya yare. Pacho what ma say.
Matias. Okay. Boba medicine and easy sir. Boba. Okay, so there's this awareness about it, meboa. Minim senko for bebre enti share dante ho asembia. Now what is the awareness about and what are you doing?
Okay, into World Health Organization, every year, we are almost set aside now. I create awareness about what we call antimicrobial resistance.
Okay.
Antimicrobial resistance, we say antimicrobial in dry dikutia muano.
Okay.
But as time goes on, muano you can say they develop resistance to indrono. Nti bi on ma ofa bo nse enye dwuma because wafa ene ohunam na kokwa Matias nti esa enye dwuma bi nti ye bo mu kokose bi mo ya most time no ye mfa ni ye ye abuse no enu nti na resistance no eba
nti adro na ye mo prescribe no ye mfa ni ye ana se ye mfa ni ye na bia na ye be fa na less ana ye be fa ma na bro so enu nti na eye na enye dwuma. Okay, so that is what the awareness is about.
Yes.
The awareness ni send you fair do na.
Our awareness ni say ye ma obia aso ati say enjo no afi enye ejuma bio. Nti e was say ye fan ye. Say ma say be afani for 3 days. I also funny for unso bi on ma ye man do say 5 days or 3 days in hoto ni pe na waja ni aka ni gu ho no. Nti bo say first na ye use chloroquine e dey put malaria. But say you use ACT
because of resistance no. Nti ye ba obi akoko say resistance no ya nhwe ya bedu baby no ye nya edu kwaho enfa.
Yes. Eunice, let me come back to you. Yeah, Corona, you are saying say these are some of the things more create awareness no. Na project na mo ye week me boa e dien e na wo week ni mo e fa awareness no.
Into week ni mo no yeah, call TV stations to TV stations, any radio station to radio station. Yeah, bought in Crawford, yeah, bought dero, send Crawford be away. Answer na corona neighbor nedie. Na ye tigu Chrome, yeah, call round markets, any other places. It creates awareness no. But see a corona na ba into no. I say you can't do a lot of mass thing na nipa bebre ewu into no ni ye. Ena yesan so ka kire obia say on take a pledge to say obetro bibi wo paper so and say obe take a short video of ohwa ka say you won't abuse antibiotics or antimicrobial. Now what target YPG PESGH on all the social media handles. Sisi and eno ni but then ye pese obia ye aware say indro no sisi ano kakra bebrenye adwuma kakra na kana say ye bon ho bai efri say process na ye de indro no edoso ena sisi ano because ye cost effective into no in manufacturers focus ho sisi omu na omu focus no wo diabetes indro hypertension indro ne ade because basically no antimicrobial no e ahondie udi ufiemia unya malaria udi aduane yehye okata weduane so unya corella enkofa antimicrobial uti o te said anopa no ka say ebi mu hye hood bebre na ehye de omo ne ade no o man frama fa ho ne ade a unya fungal infection nti no omo focus on that because omo nim say oyesa ne ma na unya no wakofa edro no inti no sisi ano mu focus on ya ye didi ehun nsem ban cancer ne diabetes ne ade
ama ya short antibiotics
sisi ano ifo from baby once first no chloroquine no enye adwuma no ne ye de 86 no bae na sisi 86 ne ye adwuma but sisi ano ye nya research wo hobium ya shift your attention on back cancer hypertension diabetes ending the likes iti kakra na kana say ambo ho ban a ebedu baby no nini na enye adwuma and it will have a drastic effect on us this is here ye call all possible way ya inim sem crofoti omo hwe shows no na omo they get educated on
lovely I am a deputy say utmusumutumi abahase na obabebo sadero na mayini na yatibi okay bibi say covid mre no e buy no na before that na nka moko markets moko dwom moko baby bebre na moko ekoko educate but covid ni mo no na afa mu ntumi enko biem. Now what was the response during the time no and what is the response now na ya kashe dem
okay see during time na ye call round what are they who important na say enkrofo bebre mpo nim say syndrome no ofa no bebra ebedu baby na enye adwuma obi be ka say oh sir o mi de mi yefunye me yakra me ko pharmacy ana me ko drugstore ma ka chom so me pe amoxicillin ana me pe we abra me ka say mpo na amoxicillin na ofan enye offer enye yefuyare edru. So we got to know that a lot of people don't even have a fair idea on what antimicrobial resistance is and omumpo nim say nema na omofa no po antimicrobials in drug. But sisi na yewo we get feedback from obibe fro oh me who show no oh samum it's more of like you get people giving you feedback via the social media handles near there because that is what we are doing now. But the reality is that a lot of people have no idea about antimicrobials and its resistance.
Okay, maybe such a question na attract wo kra na fi yakoye nim. You know, Eunice Kasimbi oka say obitime ba eye pharmacy na waba bebisa say opeso to amoxicillin ne niama. There were times and I come feel say you say you will be a prescription ka ho. normally, no, most people actually poison themselves because obia catches oh koto we nanom ohobeto. What is the measures the air to one? I mean, you both are pharmacists. What is the measures the air to one? Say obi mambe try druboni, you know.
Oh, okay, so the ideal thing is that ubana say ukasebia me to we the baby say say again na ayo. Then I would say according to the law of Ghana, we have 3 classes. It will be on my prescription only. I say prescription quants and I the amount. Now I will be so on my friend the pharmacist recommended. Pharmacist maybe sound near you. So Shana say baby one hour amount. Now it sounds so well. If you are a friend over the counter, and they wait to me to say we are paracetamol. And you can buy it without prescription. Antibiotic prescription medicine. Into corner say ukase bia me to amoxicillin. I won't just give you amoxicillin. I will have to actually say again na udi kwa akoye yare ne bi on my na unhia amoxicillin no. If you are something else. So what we are doing is that anytime you come to the pharmacy, there we have to ask you what is wrong with you, what you are going to use this for. If it will help you and sign the amount. And there's also a difference between a pharmacy and what they call over the counter and as a chemical shop. When you are not fever, if you go to the pharmacy, that is where you get the professional to talk to you, where they've written pharmacy. That is where you're supposed to go. But if you go to chemical or any other place that you think they sell medication there, you might not meet the right person to give you the right medication or the right counseling. So you end up killing yourself with the medicine that you bought.
Will take. Okay, thank you very much. I would want you to come. I will invite you another time to come now. The difference between pharmacy, difference between chemical shop, difference between herbal shop. They say you really don't get all of that. In over the counter. I wish you luck. In this awareness. It is good for me, it's good for everybody. And I wish you luck now. I'm hoping, sir, the awareness now more creating, it will make a lot of impact and positive one as well. So thank you, Eunice and Shakira, for coming by to educate us on this one. Sharp, quick one. Okay, so that was a bit of for you, and Spotlight is up next. You do not have to miss this one because Taurus is in the house and in the studios with episode.
Everything has been reduced by 30%. That is good news.
TCL Ghana Limited say free 2nd November till the end of this year. Yatete quality and durable products be so to say. Television sets, washing machines, fridges, air conditioners, mobile phones, headphones, routers, and modems. Your follow prices need us by up to 30%.
Up to 30% reduction?
Yes, 30% follow reduction.
Wow!
TCL Xmas promo idea and teacher. Etibra TCL showrooms is here. No better na TCL. I'm a Christmas period.
TCL good news.
Kaise, ubetumi order online through store.tclghana.com. TCL, the creative life.
My friends wonder why I love buying TCL air conditioners. 1. Energy efficiency.
TCL air conditioners use less power to operate, so every year, na electricity bills new from.
Enunti, it helps me save some money. 2. The cooling ability.
What an inframa. So clean and hygienic.
It will live very quick at any selected temperature.
Noise level no so dafem.
Wow. I could even hear the sound of the pin dropping.
Now because noise level no work from Tino, one always enjoys a good sleep.
Above all, TCL air conditioners are of the best quality, dependable and durable. And you also call Jiwo.
TCL air conditioners are 3-star rated with 3 years warranty. TCL, the creative life.
A big shout outs to Baby Dappah and the awesome ladies who were in the building, schooling us about antibiotics and all of that. They'll be back, A gentleman gave me a call whilst I was offset. His name is Clement Absu Charlie. The guy said he fought for the Eunice woman. So Eunice, I'm using this platform to just make sure that I get the word out there. But for all the young men out there who are really hungry and who really want to see the country Ghana move forward, who are asking for so many questions and, demanding answers through music, we have a clean in the building this morning. And then me kasa na best saka cry for no say this one is for the streets. And to be out here, welcome to it. The spotlight is on my own brother. Oh, she's the way me brother man. I call episode. Brother man, welcome to the show. What do you want?
There.
Everything cool?
Yeah, man, we give thanks.
Damn, man, you look flush.
Give thanks. It's a blessing.
You look like $1 million.
That,
Too much money.
Yeah, fresh rastas,
Anyway, wow, you're in Jamaica, Casa. Now, I'm say, Shatawale ni Stone Boy in an episode, Mone, Nasifo, no more the weary Ghana Winti, yes, we are Kakasanibi, won't you, mention? So, welcome to the show.
Thank you, boss.
Welcome. You look amazing.
Thank you.
What do you do to keep this, to keep fresh every single day?
Definitely exercise. You get what I mean? Like, wake up, go to the gym. So unfortunately I couldn't go to the gym this morning, but yeah, keep fit.
You were up early. You were up early for the show.
Yes.
At least you did some, push-ups here and there.
Yeah, so I will go gym later in the day.
All right. Coming to work today in the car, it was all about your music because I wanted to soak your energy and, get into your mind's state and where you are. And it looks like you are a fighter for the Ghanaian youth and you want things to be made right. You speak a lot about corruption. You speak a lot about, how people are struggling in the streets. And such songs don't get that airplay that much. Why do you still go on that lane?
I always say this, as an artist, you know the direction, you know the kind of legacy you want to leave.
All right.
And, some of us are not only about the papers. Because I believe that if still, currently, we can still listen to the likes of Bob Marley's and still cherish amazing records from Osibisa and the rest, definitely 20 years from now, people should take an episode record and, say that, okay, this is a masterpiece and we can still relate to it. So growing up, and I think that I've had that kind of shaping and backing from the family I come from, knowing that my mother has done amazing with her records, with her songs, then I also have to continue the legacy.
Tell us a little bit about your mom for those who don't know your background.
My mom is a twin. Both of them played traditional folk kind of music, like the Wolomé and all of that.
Nice.
And then she has toured around the world. So she's one of the people who can just call me in the morning and say, Kwe, lala no fear, I delete it. Yeah. She's somebody who sometimes I go to send her songs for her to listen before I put them out.
Like I have a love relationship with my mom, but it's basically about but to go to your mom to talk about music, how is it like?
It was tough from the start because growing up, daddy was always about, school. So sometimes you come back home and then you're putting down some lyrics, and then when you hear daddy drive in, you just put them somewhere and then act as if you're working some maths. But the love for music has always been there, representing schools and kid affairs, Fan World and all of that. And then I had the opportunity to also sometimes join Mommy in Gamma Films, TV3, when they were recording the albums.
Do you remember some of your mom's songs?
Yes.
Isn't that?
They have that kind of unique voice.
Yeah, Anyway, now let's get back to recent times.
Yes.
Things hasn't been easy for musicians when it comes to this particular year. It's been very tough.
Yes.
Dancehall, where is it at this very moment? I mean, it's not easy for you guys to do concerts, tour and make the money. What is happening with you?
I think personally this year has been a negative and a positive energy for me.
Okay.
Negative because, just like you're saying, we couldn't play shows, we couldn't, meet the fans out there, get some coins. But then the positive side is also, I was able to channel that energy into building the creative side more. So I was able to work on some albums, you know, do some more paintings because I paint as well.
Oh yes.
You know, so I think it was good at least that the world can sometimes know that, okay, we need to also pay attention to some things, not necessarily always go about our daily, like everything. You get what I mean?
I think we were over speeding.
You get what I mean? So
as human race.
Yeah, it was okay for me. I actually had to take time to perfect the craft.
Okay.
You know, that was why I was able to give you guys songs like Too Much, and then, you know, it took me to a different space to realize that music or the kind of work I do is not always about entering the clubs and then just partying and all of that. But sometimes we need to address some of these issues. You know, people need songs that can motivate them. You need songs that could tell them that, listen, you might be down today, but tomorrow is a better day. You know
All
what I mean?
right.
So yeah.
Now let's talk about the digital space.
Yes.
The business.
Yes.
What is it actually like for a dancehall artist like you, for someone who is consciously awoken and always doing music to, you know, impact lives? And you don't actually go commercial a lot. You know, when we listen to you, it's all about preaching, it's all about get it right, it's all about politicians stand up. The digital space, how has it been for you? How difficult has it been for you?
I think it is better than it used to be for me.
Okay.
You know, coming from the stage where nobody wanted to pay attention and then moving to a direction where you really want people to pay attention to, and now they feel like, oh, okay, so this guy's actually going to a space where nobody wants to touch. You know, it has actually given me some kind of respect, one.
Okay.
To talk about the digital space and then like all of that. Now I have people who are waiting to hear a record from episode about Rollins.
All right.
You know, about election and all of that. And it means that people are actually paying attention to you now. So because the internet goes like everywhere, you would have people from... I was amazed when I dropped Too Much. I had people like Black Lives Matter groups.
Nice.
Link me up, like personally, they want to use the song. You get what I mean?
That's
And then,
heavy royalties for you.
definitely. You know, and it has also opened me to a different market. Let me put this on air. So I happen to be the artist who is going to headline a Billboard album.
Woo!
Which is dropping in February.
Are we the first to know? Is it
Yes,
Max
yes,
Morning?
I've never said it anyway.
That's what we are doing here on a Max Morning. I know so say.
No,
You know,
no. Yeah,
me
no,
part
no,
one
no.
about.
That be all.
Billboard. That
Yes.
is huge and
Yes, it's
large.
by Beat Booper. Beat Booper. They did a previous album with Shatawale recently, Tropical Cruise something, and you know it was number 12 on Billboard. And then I happen to be the headliner for the next project, which has already kick-started. You get what I mean? So I would say that if it hadn't been the kind of direction I was taking, people wouldn't have paid attention, because now everybody's doing the same kind of things. People are just doing party songs. They want to enter the club. They want to see the girls strip and all of that. You get me? But the fact that I was able to step back to look at a different direction and speak for my people, that is why people can relate.
But that
to
is
it.
a dangerous grounds to tread on, especially when you look at the African politics and all of that. And like you all come out dream without your friend is saying. So
the idea was not really to go hard at the politicians. You know, that's why I was able to say both the present and then the old or the past. It was actually to represent the people, like where I come from. You know, it only sounded like a little bit political because I only spoke about recent issues.
All right.
You get what I mean?
But
I touched the churches, like everything.
I know shit. So what's new about dinner or record with you? I know we got few no ka.
Oh yeah. Oh, mega man.
Only.
You know, wardrobe in medical, which is like a love song. So, cause you know, fans say sometimes. I mean, I can chalo hardcore fashion, you know. So this year, me and Sarkodia Menewa, which is like amazing record for the girls.
Beautiful song.
The one with medical, with the video is amazing. Yeah, so that's what we're working on now.
Wow. So we'll be seeing that particular song. That's what you're working on now.
Yes.
I mean, Bissau, your friend is saying, how long have you been working on this project?
So the Pepe song was on my previous album, the Trinity album.
Okay.
Big Up Japutahan, which dropped in 2018. It had 21 songs. So it was just one of the records that I've already Dappah, and I'm like, okay, so why don't you give it to them? Because every day we keep recording, we keep working on new songs. And say, yeah, those ones become like old bisa.
All right.
You know, so.
I mean, Bissau, this is a very important question. You know, you are in a space where a friend is a competition. I know, yes, shit. I know a ding. You know, only Stone Boy, a friend is in Shatta, Sami, Money idea. Oh, you need to be like a man for Bupa, and a guy be who and go you.
I know.
To form.
Yeah, that's right. Big up.
Yeah, big up Genesis. And I mean, Bissau, like, how do you manage that space? Oh, sorry, on a part, knowing says Stone Boy and it's always fighting. Shatta, friends will be putting in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, how's your mindset when you approach the day with knowing that competition ahead of you?
We can't really take competition out of this one in the sense that everybody wants to get there. And then you would have the fans say this is better than this or that. But I'm not in competition with none of them.
I like that.
You get what I mean? Yeah. The only competition I have is myself.
Okay.
You know, because I look at it from this perspective. Shatta Wale can never be like me. I can never be like him. You give both of us the same topic to write, and then we'll come up with different melodies, different styles and everything. He's Shatta Wale. I am Episode. That is Stone Boy. And I've always said that I don't want to be, if I become the first, it's a blessing. Amen. But I would never want to be the first because the tax that comes with being the first is too high.
And also responsibility.
So, no, I want to be one of the best.
Okay.
You get what I mean? That way, longevity no. You get what I mean? And I thank God I'm one of them if dancehall or reggae is mentioned. You know, because these people that we are talking about, we are all dancehall artists. But when you look at the trend that Stone Boy is or the road he's trodden is different from what Wale is doing. You know, this one is on BET. This one has a record with Beyonce. This one is here. Episode is here. Jupiter is here. Like all of us.
All right.
So it's just to make sure that we all put Ghana in the space where
I like what you said. I mean, Bissau, question where it's dear to my heart personally. Your friend is saying, you spoke about competition.
Yes.
Like you're not in competition with anybody.
Yes.
How would you translate that to your friends? More share, more followers near the end, because a lot of people are actually not being themselves.
Yes.
Almost and will be yet and all of that. What would you tell the youth almost copy will be? There's only one original.
Definitely.
Until be all copy will be ye we no pursue ye be obia kotoka we no super so kotoka. Message Ben our such people, especially the youth out there.
Mr. T and I said that there can only be one Bob Marley. It means that there can only be one Shatta Wale or one Episode. And it's sad, say, imagine, say, Obebo Avatar. And I was like, that's how the way sound. This is a Stone Boy, you, and Shatta Wale. The first space now, you've given credit to the person who didn't even work for it. You get what I mean? So I only believe, say, if we have Wizkid, and then Wizkid is doing Wizkid, definitely we should have Episode who is doing Episode. So every youth out there, originality is the key. Right. You get what I mean? You can have maybe a your fault. You might sound like somebody, but it depends on you to take another act, add it, and then get your original style of it. We all didn't start doing this. I didn't create my style. I had to listen to different people to create a style out of it.
Yes, no, there is nothing new under the sun. You know, Ibako Hakakra, now they're perfect. Exactly. Why original. Exactly. Your new song, Pacho, tell us a little bit about it. And rainy honum, time in honum for us to, continue and speaking. But we'll hope to invite you one more time here so that we can also talk. Pepe.
Yes.
That's a Pepe. Pepe.
Just like in our local dialect, Pepe means like equal.
Equal.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So Odo I'm a woman no. Makoma so nti yenche ne pepepe. As simple as that.
Okay, nti why did you feature medical? I didn't know feature medical.
I think when I was working on the album, I had specific artists I wanted to work with. Into me sending like 2 or 3 records, and then he chose that one.
Oh,
and verse 9. He sent it back. So when we dropped the album, then I had to work on the visuals.
It's a blessing. Big shout outs to Medical. With that said, I would like you to look at your camera right there. Introduce the song Pepe Pe Yenchene Pepe Pe. Okay, y'all do with a dancer style. Baby Bessie. And I do with a dancer style.
I feature Babiee on one of my songs.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, and then Baby Babaka, you have a lot to explain to the entire masses. Okay, share camera anyway, and then let's go introduce the video. Yeah. And then we'll see you one more time. And that's a bit brave for coming through. Why?
Yes, people. I don't know how the thing going on, man. Face and voice of the very good bad boy. Yeah, that one here, man. Max on the morning. That one here, brand new episode featuring Medical, directed by Derek Sketches. You see me? Pepe. Man.
Oh my God. You the fella? Bummy D,
yeah.
EMG, baby.
Oh yeah, yenchene pepepe, yeah. Hello, yenchene pepepe. What? Melania, yeah. Bani Mashebu. Take a letter to my baby girl. Tell her say I did miss Samuel. Oh my girl, I cannot tell. Something just a move from my heart to my head. It feel like say I want mad, baby. Baby, girl, make you know the fear, baby, oh, baby. My heart is big enough to share, baby, oh, baby. Girl, make you know the fear, baby, oh, baby. My heart is big enough to share. It's yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe. Oh, the yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe.
You the fella? But me dream, although you will see, I no go talk too much. I won't make you not see. If it be language, I for switch from today, I will speak Dutch. Make a move when I tap you, screen touch. They slave it, they shall never lie. In fact, 50 day one, I'm any balls open, I'm a car sell, but they need a wookie penny intact. Where you can't, I swear, where you sprinter. Sick of the way your body, the fish shake on a pothole. Girl, movie on and you the popo, nah shit. Penny DHI, call a bottle. It was me for watch you and your hotel, but let them talk, we are never hearing. When they show up, we are disappearing. Or don't matter say a time or warning, but in the day, who do fear, make it loud and clear that sharing is caring. Or not caring is sharing, together we are pairing. Enemies never see we are blaring. The try of mankind, I hope you are hearing.
Yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe. Oh, the yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe. Yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe. Oh, the yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe. Melania, yeah. Bani Mashebu. Take a letter to my baby girl. Tell her say I didn't miss Samuel. Oh my girl, I cannot tell. Something just a move from my heart to my head. It feel like say I want mad. Odo, shit, on your fan food. You blow my mind like a balloon. You say I wish it's a taboo. But one day I wish you could say I do. My baby, my boo. This monkey no go work for no babu. They say I wish it's a taboo. But one day I wish you could say I do. Yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe. Oh, the yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe. Yenchene pepepe, oh the yenchene pepepe, yenchene pepepe. It's episode again, yenchene pepepe.
You the fella? Mommy D, mommy.
Oh my God.
You the fella?
Okay, so wonderful interview with Turase the Alex and episode and well, me feature. I know people are going to ask me more about this, but it's a good one. I like the fact that people are getting their way and and everybody is sending their message in a different way. But so we're moving on to think possibilities, and this is where we talk about serious matters and entrepreneurship ideas and so when na ayese wonkwa wo dia ba se wo de to form a wo bia etimi enya ho emfaso. So it leads me to today, the co-founder of Alex Pay Africa, and he is Moses Kanduri, and me share the baby pain. Na mom na minim intimate me amoni di na minim sa da chi bi oba betena di wo betena di maybe some questions bebrebe na mentimi ambisa no ahaya no maybe so welcome back to the show, and let me say welcome to Moses.
Thank you
Moses,
so much.
You're looking sharp.
Well, I had to dress for the occasion.
Thank you. If you were dressing for me, it would have been okay too.
You're looking for you.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me.
It's a great morning, and to have you here to talk about Alex Pay Africa. It's good for me because we're talking about a cashless economy.
Absolutely.
COVID in Reno, Yama Eko na say, exchange, I was here it's so.
Yeah.
Even not with the COVID crana, I was here it's so. There are so many ways of losing money.
Absolutely.
And having a cashless economy and that, I think the idea that is hovering around your whole thing is a good idea. Now tell us, what actually is Alex Pay?
Well, thank you very much. I just saw Alex here. So probably you could have just said this is Alex. Right?
Oh, okay.
Well, Alex Pay, it's a fintech. It's a cross-network function and a platform that allows you to make all payments easy. In the beginning, when we were founding Alex, we decided to humanize Alex. We wanted Alex to be a society where you will say, I want you to send Alex. In Ghana, when you want to send somebody for an errand, you say, Suma Kofi Mame.
Okay.
Send Alex, send Kofi, send Ama. Hey. So we're used to the fact that you need to send Momo, right? But we're also looking for something that you could send across network, right? So we thought about a solution that will make it possible for people to send money across network. At the time, it used to be token, if you remember.
Yes.
So in 2017, I came into partnership with a 76-year-old man from the US who was the first to do fintech in 1989. He had already started the first fintech called Cellpoc in the US, became Salome, which was the biggest payment system in the US for any US student who paid fees. It was Salome, right? So he gave me the technology as a partner, and then we came to Ghana and launched the first ever interoperable network in 2017. We have evolved from just a cross-network mobile money transfer platform to even producing some products that has made life even more easier. For example, today you can use Alex to raise money for any charitable cause. If you follow the life of Kofi Frimpong, the small boy Kofi Frimpong with the broken bones, our platform is one of those platforms that they use to raise money for him. We've also developed some merchant products, for example, QR code for collecting money, USSD. You can customize your even own USSD to collect donations, to pay for services, to buy airtime. And you can also use it for school fees, church collection, and all those kind of things.
Wow. Okay, before Alex gets, Alex here gets into all that, I want to understand, me breaking my viewers, etiasie, say, Alex, akwa ye bibi to say, medium be a quite be so de emeska, to say momu ye bia. But saying ye, I want to know. So because
So Alex is, like I said, Alex is like a human being. And to send Alex is just two things, right? It's either you dial a short code.
Okay.
So for example, if you dial *443#, you access Alex.
Okay.
And you'll be able to see a flow that says send money, buy airtime for another person, check your balance and all those that you will see on any Momo number. So we have that USSD code. We also have an app. In fact, people are beginning to love our app so much because you are not just getting a regular app to send and receive money. You're getting an app that actually has other functionalities like request for money, like generate an invoice for someone to pay you, like even using your facial recognition to authenticate the payment. So you can enter a PIN, but your payment will still not go through unless it recognizes your facial recognition. So it's not just about even the send, it's about the interaction that you have even with the platform, okay? It's about how you're able to keep your records. And I say that one of our unique selling point has always been our bookkeeping component, which is the transactional history that you get that gives you at the end of every month what you have spent on, let's say, food, what you have spent on electricity.
That was a bank statement.
Absolutely.
Okay,
but this one segregates for your, let's say, if you were going to pay for food, you enter food, and then you make the payment. So at the end of the month, the platform is able to tell you how much you spend on food at the end of the month. Okay, how much you spend on water at the end of the month, how much you spend on drink.
Having to jot it down.
Without you having to jot it down.
Okay.
You see, the end goal is for me to be able to tell you that, to become your advisor, that you spend maybe 5,000 cedis on food. But if you went, let's say, Maxmart to buy the food at 5,000, I can give you a cheaper option, let's say, at ShopRite, maybe 4,000. So I become a financial advisor to you, through the platform. So that is what Alex is actually becoming. Okay, so yes, you can use the app, and then now people are also even using our web application, which is through the computer. You go to our website and then you subscribe or sign up for an account. So it's become that easy, like I said, a lot of our Ghanaians are still using the USSD. Even if you have a smartphone, you still want to dial a short code, okay? And so that has become popular, but I see a transition from the short code into the app, okay? And eventually we are going to actually be moving into the web application world. 3 hash.
Okay.
Mami Bisa, is it unless me use until me Ghana hanko and I say me other countries, Nigeria, Abuchi, and as it's only Ghana.
Okay, so Alex currently terminates, let's say, remittances. So if you are abroad and you send remittances to Ghana, you can choose an option of Alex Pay on those remittances, let's say WellRemit or let's say Pay Angel, okay, in London, or let's say Wave, or let's say MoneyGram. You can choose the receiver as, let's say, MTN, but the option is Alex Pay. And then in Ghana, we terminate it to your mobile phone directly. But Alex Pay...
We be bound with your friends and cat, like, better to discuss one, because you have to go through all these channels.
The sender pays that one. The sender pays that one, okay? And just like any other Momo, there's a transaction fee that when it gets to Ghana, termination, we charge. And it's mostly the telco charges that will charge you to technically receive the funds. Alex Pay is not just in Ghana. Okay, we started 3 years ago, and the beautiful news is that we've grown into about 12 countries. We have operations in Nigeria, in Liberia, in Senegal, in fact, all the Francophones, Senegal, Mali, Benin, Burkina Faso, Togo, Ivory Coast, and then we even have operations in DRC. So, and then we have our technical operations in Brazil, and then one of our marketing and technical operations also in India. So Alex Pay has actually grown from starting in Ghana here to actually other parts of the world.
Wow.
So let's talk about you as an entrepreneur. I know Sir was no epuli na obi so awaya de pano ni piano. And I know Sir under 40 ne krana was ni bia baba you have featured in all of that. And talking about 12 countries, you can proudly say Alex Pay is in those areas technically, and however it is maneuvered, Then let me ask you, how has it been like, this business? I mean, with you and your partner, and solely you bringing it to this part, this continent, and this parts of the world.
Yesterday I was speaking to a very young fellow, and I said to him that your net work is your net worth.
Okay.
That's the one more kind.
And I say it because of these. I have a background in the social sciences. Okay. Studied in the City University of New York, public administration, global studies. And I worked with the UN headquarters in New York for 6 years.
Oh.
And I was growing very fast. And people thought that this is where I belonged, right? One day I just felt that, after coming to Ghana, I just felt that, look, there was an opportunity in the mobile money industry because it was growing very fast, but it needed technological twist, okay? So I set out to look for a partner to give me technology. And technology is the most expensive part of this whole work.
Building it.
I met a friend at the UN who said, look, I know an older guy, but I don't think he's going to invest in Ghana.
Wow.
Okay? He's Jewish. He's 67. He was 73 years old at the time. He was very rich. Okay? He was somebody that you would not even want to approach because you wouldn't even get it. So I had this elevator stand, okay? And I had 2 minutes to pitch to him. And I said 3 things. Yeah.
Minutes?
Yeah. I said, I come from Ghana, a very peaceful country with a population of 30 million, okay? Technology is developing, and I think your cross-cutting technology will make us both money.
How long did you practice that in front of the mirror?
I had no idea. I just said it.
No, you didn't practice this.
I didn't practice
You
this.
did.
I didn't.
You did.
Because I knew that Ghana had 30 million, of course.
The words are precise.
Look,
it's like
look,
2 minutes.
Look, I had 2 minutes with this guy.
Okay.
I needed to at least come up with something.
So you thought of it before?
Because I had a
In the
moment
elevator.
to go
Maybe
into the elevator.
Yeah, you thought about it in the elevator. Now that is very precise.
So, yeah, and then he looked at me, he says, no, I don't do Africa.
Wow.
Okay. Then he walked out and turned back and said, come with me. So we sat in a very little bar. He said, okay, that's interesting. Tell me about the technology.
Oh.
Then we began to talk about mobile money. And mobile money to him was completely new. Anybody who talked about mobile money was completely new because it was only in Kenya they knew about it.
Yeah.
Right. So after speaking with him, he gave me an appointment, for the next day. I went to his office, we sat down, we talked. He says, okay, listen, gentlemen, I will give you technology, but I'm not giving you money, and I am not coming to Africa.
Wow.
I said, no problem. You know what's funny? It's been 3 years. He's been to Africa 6 times. The first time he was coming to Africa, he carried his own water.
His own
water and food.
See, that means Africa, no, your image in there, and it's very bad.
No, it's just that people are not exposed to the goodness of Africa.
Okay.
Okay? So if you don't tell them
what Africa is,
his first coming to Africa, trust me, we had to go and donate the water. We had to donate the food with even some money, to a charity. And he just became a fan of Ghana. Okay. Wow. And he came back and came back and came back. And contrary to him saying that I am not going to invest money, okay, he has invested actually more than I have invested.
Oh.
Right? Because he sees the potential and sees that. And I say that it's a combination of the young, energetic with an experience. Okay? And that is what you need to build a business. He has the experience, he has the resources. I have the energy and I have the network locally. And so combination of that would always give you that best entrepreneurial practice that you want.
I didn't know about it, and I told you I met you somewhere, but I think you really rightly deserve the awards that you have taken.
I'm telling you.
It's well deserved.
I think you met me at an award.
When we look at Ghana as the youth in the Dawson, what would be your advice for this resource, the human resource that we have in moving forward? Because I say, and when someone listens to your story now, how you came about it, because he had opportunities. Need such opportunities one wants to venture into your field, where did they start? How did they begin?
Okay, give me a moment to backtrack. Okay, I didn't just go to abroad for school. Many of you who know me, or many people who are watching and know me, okay, I'm the guy 14 years ago I used to sell pure water at Kwesi.
Oh shit!
Okay, and I always give praise to one person. It takes one person to change a life. Okay, there was this gentleman. Always glorify him, Kofi Chikata. He used to be at the World Bank. found me, made me his friend on the streets, invited me to his office once, noticed that I was a school dropout from Catholic University because I didn't have funding anymore. Made me one of the office boys. And within 6 months at the World Bank, I became a youth coordinator for the World Bank because he realized I could read. I understood society. I was very passionate about politics. I was passionate about society. I was passionate about youth development. Because even in the university where I dropped out, I was very, very involved in student activities. Okay. I'm one of the founders of Private University Student Association, PUSAC, at the time. I was just involved because I wanted a change in society. So I worked with him at the World Bank for 6 months, and then eventually developed, there was a competition by the World Bank called the Global Marketplace. And then he said, Moses, you should do a research. I think you have the brains to be able to come up with a project. And I thought about using government lands and prison labor because that was labor that went unused. That was unused.
Wow. You're so deep. You still have so many
And then
ideas.
I created what I called turning prisoners to farmers. And I spoke with the prison service. I interviewed prisoners, okay? And I said to them, and look, I went to greet Goodies as a god. At the time, he was one of the guys that I really worked with, okay? And then we said, look, if you could use prison labor on the farm, and then use the farm produce to sell to the school feeding program, and then 50% go back to the prisoners as stipends. In accounts that they have no control until they come out. They'll come out with at least something better. And reformed. The World Bank saw this and then voted it as one of the possible projects sustainable. Then it was recommended, and then I was chosen it was chosen as one of the 100 sustainable projects in the world. I was invited to Washington, D.C. to pitch it, and that was my first time. I got to Washington, D.C., pitched, ended up winning, and one of the jury members was the president of a university. Then he comes up to me and says, where did you study? I said, I'm a school dropout. He said, can you come back and study with us? And then he gave me 100% scholarship.
So they deserve a
So it's always luck, and it's also determination. Okay. So yes, I did not come from gold. Okay.
It looks like
someone gave me an opportunity and I took it. And so my usual advice to young people is, you do not know where your success is coming from. Just be hopeful, be hardworking, have your goals set. Your goals might not be met, right? But make sure you have goals. My goal was always to ensure that I come out of the street.
That is good.
Okay.
A question just popped up and I was supposed to ask him, but he answered that beautifully. It was about, okay, he had the opportunity. And he answered that, say, I was so determined. Hard work, there's nothing that is hard work that is hidden. Oh, yeah. Somebody will notice. Because when there's no hard work, there's no work at all.
Absolutely.
But say, oh, yeah, hard work, na jumading no. Idea na wo no, wo dia jumading shemu, nya wo ye no, wan kasa wo push wo kakra na wo no, wo di pia wo ho a, obi be hu. Because wo bi paaye, na so e bia wote wo no de bia na okra resources no, but akoba ne say untimi nti no, that question na wo bisa me say, hey, only obi ma ne de ne ko school, ye ni obia. Wuni obia no so no wo ton ade wo kwan hu. E na obi hu say de bia wo kwa adwuma. De bia de kro na wo ton no, okọ ekoton nti no, ne boafo na etwa mu de bia no pa no, ohu no. Wo so de wo kọ anna no wo kyera wanko. 3 days in your own coin. Who 3 days. So that is it. I really do not want to ask you that question again because say consistency is actually a pace.
Wow.
It pays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Consistency pays a lot. And I say that if you're a young person, look, Ghana is a country that I say has a lot of opportunities. But Ghana, unfortunately, lack of leadership has actually deterred a lot of youth from actually pushing. Okay? But there's also too much, or there's a high dependency of young people on leadership. No, that shouldn't be the case. We know the state of our leadership is completely not helpful. Okay? So what do? We have to chart our own path, create our own niche of leadership, okay? There is no harm in identifying a peer that you think would add a positive value to what you want to be.
Thank you.
Okay? And then you partner. The spirit of partnership among young people needs to be encouraged. And I say this all the time because, look, you would find a lot of young people trying to make it alone. You can't just make it alone. You need the support. Maybe your friend has one idea that would make your product or your idea perfect. That's what you need to depend on. And this is why I say that it is important for us to begin to have those associations, encourage a lot of those associations, encourage networking. Because if you don't have that, it becomes a problem as a young person growing
okay,
up.
Mami, mbonchi kakra, enchiro. What you say? Pembebre no ye twenga ma aban, abo adwuma, abo aban, ema meye we, aban, ema meye say. Na just say youth na aban, memu na aban no just say yeni na no. Ya dwene na ne say wo say aban ye sinti, aban anye sa dia. Ene se ne tie no, aban na aye. We kra de ye mfa nkwa aban kra bebre. Efri ye fie. Ma anye yi ame maame na ye ye, ma anye yi ame papa na ye ye. Wo say adwene na wo no, se nka wo so betu ho na mo anka beboa. Ena adwene ye say adwene nyansa eni obaako fu otiri mu ntino. Se wonye obi no so ne wadwene ye pa. Na nka woni no enye baako na mumpia nkwa ani. Minim se so nipa wo ho. So nipa wo ho de, but you know, you cannot do things all by yourself. You should come out from a team. You should build a team. You should be a part of an association with like-minded people. And Kofu woman wadwene ye pe baby a wo kono focus no the same. Meka focus na muni na baby a mo kono muni na madwene pe. Na se moye ne saa de a ene na ade kro na modie botae na modie si mani so se mo pese moye no ebekoso se ne wo se ye na nti no yentwen ma we na ya na enye adwuma enu ana me nam social media so na me hu ade bi kwa bi on de wo twen flood da kuma junction he ya wo twen flood flood ne asipe wo gina ho no wo twen ne wakuku otu no de wutwamu a 1 cedi otu no de wutwamu a 1 cedi dachi ube hu no na okuraka dachi ube because no ye na transport na no ye no transportation na no ye no it's just an idea but kakro be dinti it was one idea na wo no nye de bia na abeka kire wo bi wiase hu nanso oni obi enwene ho and it would come right. At the end of the day.
I think time will not permit us, time will call. But I want to say this, like there are young folks out there in Babiee who ideas, you know, Sisi and Abrochiro here who ideas are they call no matter. And looking at you from selling ice water to where you are at this very moment, but is it possible where young folks who are watching right now can pitch their ideas to you, and if there is any way we are able to help you?
No, absolutely. Look, when
I foundation
when I was starting Alexpay, I said two things that I have an experienced person, so I needed younger people to work with.
Okay.
And so if you come to my office, I think I'm the oldest in the office.
All right.
And I say that this to my staff and many people. If you have an idea, even within the office, and then you bring it out, and then we actually help you to develop it, look, it's a win-win situation, okay? So if you have an idea, I'm always happy to listen. I mean, there are a lot of young people that I'm helping to do stuff. It could be technology, it could be little resource, but I say that don't look to start big, okay? It could be as little as anything that we can contribute. I am always open to do that. I mean, I can always be reached if you go to the Alexpay website. You can always find me. You can always call my office, make an appointment, and let's talk. This next year, in fact, because of Corona, we didn't start, but we're actually looking to start a clinic, a technology clinic, for young people who are interested. And out of that, I wanted to actually pick out a few that excel to join my team. Some of you who have followed us actually on social media, you've realized that in the last 3 months, we've chosen about 15 young people who are interested in social media, just to work with them to build their capacity.
All right.
And then while they help us push our business on social media, we also help them develop their sectors.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. for giving us so much information and so much knowledge, of what can be in ourselves. I am interview now, was some level, we don't see a big, but it just pulls you back to realization. Say some things are really possible if you put some effort into it. Hopefully we'll get you back till you come and talk about youth, empowerment and other stuff that can help us. So thank you very much. And the show is brought to you by Delta Agro, the other manufacturers of Oro, Maram, and Oboloso soap, sanitizers, bleach, and hand wash soap, and liquid soaps, detergents. Say we call Jomua, we bet me and be at 20. Say we do Jomua. Kindly look for Delta Agro products, na to be fakofie. And there's also my main apologize about the buzz. And the buzz and I'm bazzy now so ever buzzy Monday. Ever buzzy Monday pa. Yet ever buzzy Monday pa. And thank you very much. It's been great with myself here, with everybody that came to pass by the studios. That's episode Shakira and Eunice, the young pharmacist, and everybody, Moses as well. Thank you for watching the show. And I've been here with Alex
Kwesi Crassie. So yeah, make sure that you follow us on social media. And please, if you missed the show, you can catch it on our Facebook feed. It is there. You can watch it and you can send your comments. What yes, into me and ready my birthday wishes shout out to me why show me a very packed Monday. We're back again with another edition of Max Morning. Have a good one, and remember, pray for Ghana. Without your prayers, so that this country will reach its destination. Have a good one.
The Max Morning.
Your beloved country is free forever.
Plenty questions, no answer. How come we dey sell the contract? Biggie lifestyle, small paper. You make you celebrity, the shop for counter. We get eyes but can't see. Bribery and corruption. Our leaders take it back.
Max TV, sports, entertainment, and more.
If you want to start something or make some noise, if you want to change the world, or just how you see it, if you want to light up the dark or own the moment, if you want to stay ahead of the curve or take it right to the edge, there's nothing stopping you.
Max TV, sports, entertainment, and more.